Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow! 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 Ow!
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Irreverent Reverend, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. I'm going to have to vamp for a bit because guess what? While I was waiting, my computer reset itself and everything that I want to say, and it's not letting me back in. It's like, no, fuck you. You can't come in. And that means I may have to ad-lib everything. And I didn't plan on ad-libbing everything because I can't even remember everybody who died. Holy fuck, that's never happened before. I don't know what to do with this shit. This is ridiculous. All right, well, let's do this. While I'm fingering my computer, good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD. I thank you all for coming, for joining us today. It is a beautiful, well, technically, it's not a really beautiful day. It is hot and muggy just outside these walls, right outside these. On the other side of that wall, it's hot and muggy. But right here where I am, Lord have mercy. It is a cool 70 degrees, bright lights and beautiful cameras. And it's, what can I tell you? It's a totally different world. It's a weird thing. What a difference 9 inches makes. I'm sure a lot of you heard that before. What a difference 9 inches makes. But that is how thick our wall is here. It's 9 inches thick. I measured it. I opened the window, and I know that how big I am in the window. The wall was like 3 inches thicker, almost 3 inches thicker. I said, okay. I know how deep the wall is. So there we go. There we have it. Shit. Dropped my liquor bottle. Kind of heavy. So, like I said, what a difference 9 inches makes. I hope that's a keeper. If I wasn't fucking up too much. So, brothers and sisters, we thank you for those of you who are joining us. Those of you who are joining us for the first time, you may be where you want to be, or you may not be where you want to be. But wherever you are, there you are. See, like I said, I say this every week, and you think I would know this by now, and I don't. I don't have it memorized because I don't take the time to memorize things that I have written down. Okay, and maybe there's a lesson in there somewhere. Like our phones. Okay, before we get to this, I'll remind me because I can't write it down. Somebody remind me later on to talk to you about how dumb we've gotten since we've got smartphones. Okay, and in full transparency, I'm going to have to talk about something because without the use of my computer and without the use of sleep and without the use of preparation, I'm going to be winging a lot of shit today. More shit than I thought I'd have to be winging. And you know what they say about shit? You wing shit and it rolls downhill. That's Lord have mercy. So like I said, welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX. I say that so often I could almost say that in my sleep. But if I do, my wife wakes me up, wants to know who I'm dreaming about. Too many letters. People have also called me the racy reverend, the pervert pastor, the vulgar vicar of vice, the sexy shepherd, the missionary man, the minister of mischief, the wicked witness, the dirty deacon of doggy style, the frisky friar, the ass man abbot, the booty banging brother, the handsy high priest, Father Fismus, the wicked, I like to watch witness, the holy ho, the divine dominating dominee, domino. Okay, I don't eat their pizza anyway. They're not a sponsor, right? The depraved preacher, the minister of making love, the clergy of cunning conversation while eating pussy, and that nasty N word, which I avoided being called that all of last week. All of last week, nobody called me the dirty N word. Something just happened here. It looks like I'm in two screens at once. Could that? Oh no. Okay, thank goodness. I thought I saw myself twice. I couldn't handle seeing me twice. I couldn't do it. I mean, true. I mean, I can't because there's just too much good looking. And you get one of me, that's bad enough. You get two of me, your eyes going, Lord have mercy. I can't take so much cuteness. I can't take it. Look, the point is, I come by many names and by many methods, but I do not come easy. So, brothers and sisters, let us begin as always in the name of the Holy Trinity, George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck? Yeah. Yeah. Now, somebody asked me just last week, not doing the show after, I'm sorry, not show, the sermon. Someone asked me last week, why they are the Holy Trinity. And I said, well, mainly because my real Holy Trinity is actually George Carlin, Jonathan Winters, and Richard Pryor. Actually, not even Richard Pryor. It's actually George Carlin, Jonathan Winters, and Will Rogers. That is my actual Holy Trinity. But if I say George Carlin, Jonathan Winters, and Will Rogers, no one knows who the fuck I'm talking about. And then I spend explaining, well, I guess it would be just like the real Holy Trinity, right? I'd say they say Holy Spirit. They go, what is that? And for thousands of years or hundreds of years, they've been trying to explain what the Holy Spirit is, and they can't get it right. So I guess it wouldn't hurt me to actually put Will Rogers in there. And I say Jonathan Winters, they're going to be like, who the fuck is Jonathan Winters? And it's the same thing. But so I used names that people would know. Okay? So George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. And I got my fuck yeah. And now you just got my fucking explanation. All right. That's another tape. I'm making notes for shorts. But I don't have the capacity to be things right now. I just have to remember things like that. At my age, that's not going to be easy. So, my children, it's time for our opening prayers. Brought to you by, oh shit, I didn't, I can't load that. Someone else has to load it, but brought to you by Tantally. Our opening prayers are brought to you by Tantally. If you have opening prayers, see, and people say, why is Tantally your sponsor? And it says for opening prayers is because Tantally specializes in openings. Okay, the doll featured in the video has I think three openings, I guess. One in one hoo-ha, one in the back of the hoo-ha. I think that's called the brouha, and then there's one in the neck. Should be one in the mouth, but it doesn't have a head. So, but that's why that is the sponsor of the opening prayers, because they specialize in openings. And if we have that, we'll play that. And
Even to sit down, really wants to get down. Stevie likes to get it on with a girl that's made of silicone. He goes to Tantally, click on link. He goes to Tantally, soft and pink. She comes without a head, but at least she'll never shit the bed.
Good God. Thank you, Ben. Look at my hair. My hair's all flusticated. There we go. That's a good beat. That's a damn good beat. Got that the composer for that, Doctor. I think it was Dr. Napo, Doctor of Music. Yes, indeed. Put that shit together and laid them tracks down. Yes, indeed. Got all those instruments. Plays all those instruments himself. Every last one of them. I didn't even know that he could blow horns like that. I mean, I've heard people say Matt blows. I did. I heard him say that. It's like, Matt, he blows. But I didn't know he blew like that. He's just good. Just that fucking good. I appreciate him. I appreciate him a lot. So, brothers and sisters, if you are in need of prayers, requests, healing, forgiveness, or any such thing, please reach out to me, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll at gmail.com. And remember to spell roll with an E on the N, and otherwise, that other jelly roll or any of those other jelly rolls will wind up with your request and do not want them. You do not want them to fuck with your blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because if you take the time to write me, you want me to read it, I'm sure. You know, I'm in the business. I'm in a business, entertainment business. And I know sometimes you reach out to people and they don't respond. They don't respond. And it's kind of hurtful because you have taken the time to write them a letter. You have taken the time to write them an email. You have taken the time to do all of these things. And guess what? Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah. I think I had that. I'm looking at a note about people who died, and I did know that, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see what happens. What was I talking about? Uh, Lord have mercy. Okay. I honestly don't remember. Damn, because took my mouth out of gear to put my eyes in gear. It's like a car. You can't go reverse and forward at the same time. And my mind was going forward while my eyes went backwards to read something that had already been written. See, and you can't go forward and backwards at the same time. Try that in a car and see what happens to your fucking gears. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Try it. Just try it. I know I was talking about the prayers. I know. I should have written it down somewhere. Prayers. There you go. But at any rate, it's time to look. I don't know where I was, and I'm sure when I watch this again, I'll figure it out, and then I'll say, damn it, and I'll want to go back and add it later, but it don't work like that. This is live, baby. This is live, all the way live. Forget about your troubles in your 9 to 5. Now for our disclaimer. While all prayers are heard, not all prayers are answered when we want them to be. Some loopholes and restrictions may apply. Yes, indeed. Matter of fact, we're just saying may as a technicality, because if you've listened to the very beginning, if you catch this in the beginning, which I know some of you didn't, because I'm watching the numbers climb now. But if you start at 9 o'clock, you see the disclaimer. See, and the IT guy explains a lot of stuff. Well, he doesn't explain it like this, but he explains the stuff. But most people don't show up at 9 o'clock, and they show up a little bit later. So I have to do another disclaimer just so that nobody sues me if they make a prayer and it don't get answered. All right, got to cover my ass. I do not have a lot of money. I do have a lot of ass. So they call me the Ass Man Abbott. Catch up, children. So please bow your heads unless you're driving your car or your significant other. And in which case, I hope you're enjoying both. And I hope it's a smooth ride, unless you like it rough. And if you like it rough, just set that GPS for off-road. That's what I'm talking about. Setting that GPS for off-road. Smack, smack. Vroom, vroom. Yes, indeed. And let Jesus do the driving for a while. That's what I'm talking about. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Bun Hey Mean. That's right. Bun Hey Mean, a French comedian who appeared in films like The Chef and wait a minute, for those of you who are wondering what the hell just happened, my computer just booted up, and so I can now see my obituaries. Okay, so I'm like, thank God it booted up. I got the obituaries. That's why this part is going to go a lot smoother. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Bun Hey Mean. Bun Hey Mean, a French comedian who appeared in films like The Chef and TV shows including Craig Nos, has died at 43 after falling from a building in Paris. That's right. Now, if I'm saying any titles wrong, sue me and see how far you get or what you get. All I got is ass, and you ain't getting my ass. I will protect my ass like I'm in prison. Okay, never mind. Forget that. That's a different story for a different time. Okay, Mean's career took a dive after he slipped and fell several stories while trying to grab his phone from a balcony gutter just before he departed for Montreal. And also just before he departed this mortal coil, which I think is what Montreal means. I think if you translate Montreal into the English, it stands for mortal coil. So, Means management agency confirmed his death because they weren't getting paid. They're like, shit, weren't we supposed to get a check? Ah, damn it. And here's the worst part. Because they get paid, they get paid, no, a lot of them get paid by the job, you know what I'm saying? And the management, they confirmed his death. They died on a Thursday, and they are confirmed on their official Instagram account, noting that Mean was set to perform a stand-up show in Montreal on Friday. Damn, comedy is truly a kill or be killed business. That's right. That was Mean going 8 floors. You just heard the first 7. We spared you the last one because it's not the falling that'll kill you, it's the sudden stop. That's science. That's science. And we will revisit that theme a little bit later. That's right. Now, just this is a side note for well, I'm sorry. Mean had more than 30 stand-up appearances scheduled for the next year. Okay, that's right. Think about it. For the next year, he had 30 um, shows scheduled. Oh, okay, 30 scheduled, paying shows, 30 of them. Now, here's where he shot himself in the foot. He called his tour, the Kill Bun Tour. Somebody got a fucking sense of humor. I don't know if it's Bun or if it's the comedy gods, but they said this is funny. Yeah, and with several shows lined up across France every month between October and May, man, this is okay. New comics, let this be a lesson to you. Okay, be careful what you name your shows. All right, the universe does not have a sense of humor like that. It takes things literally, So you you don't name your show Kill Such and Such. Okay, you almost always ends up badly. Okay, now Tony got lucky. That's how he dodged the bullet. Maybe because it's not a comedy show. Maybe that's it. It's not a comedy show. That's how he got. No rim shot. Damn. I guess that was just a pun and not a joke. If I had a joke, it'd have been like boom, boom, at the end of that. And I'm not doing that sound with my mouth. That sounds cheesy. Boom, boom. See, yeah. Like I said, Tony got lucky. So rest in peace, Bun. I assume that the last thing Bun heard was, "Hey, be careful up there." See what I did there? His name is uh Bun Hey Mean. See, hey, because that's what some people call him. So yeah. Be careful up there. Can I get a last comic falling? Dear Lord, please bless brother Mark Snow. That's right. A lot of you know his work. You don't know his name. That's by design. Mark Snow, who composed the ghostly theme for the long-running occult TV series The X-Files, and more than 200 episodes of the show, as well as its spin-off films, died July 3rd at his home in Washington, Connecticut. That's confusing. He was 78. Now you're saying, Reverend, if he died July 3rd, why are you just telling us? Because I just fucking found out. Don't be a smart ass. I'd have told you earlier if I knew earlier. Now wouldn't I? I wonder if I kept secrets from you. When? When? Sometimes you wish I shut the fuck up and not give you these secrets. No, I don't hide anything from you, except for whether or not I'm wearing pants. That's none of your business. If I want you to know if I was wearing pants, I'd show you. And I'm not doing that again. Got me demonetized. And they should have charged extra for it. That's for damn sure. I'm saying. Okay. The cause was rare blood cancer. Now, I found out a lot of rare cancers, rare blood cancers, rare blood cancers. And I don't mean rare like and they didn't cook it all the way and so there's still blood dripping out like you get a steak. I mean rare like in they don't occur very often. I know somebody's going like, "Oh, what's so rare about that? Is it that?" Okay, that's how say because I had to do a little research about it, and I found like 13 of the rare blood cancers, but only one of the names surprised me. Only one. All the other ones I'd heard of before. One I did not hear of. Okay, and the name that surprised me, and get ready for this, is Hodgkin lymphoma. That's right. I did not know there was a Hodgkin lymphoma. Now, I know about non Hodgkin lymphoma. I knew about that. And I should have assumed, I should have realized that if there was a non version of a Hodgkin lymphoma, that there would have been a non Hodgkin lymphoma. It's only logical that there'd be a non Hodgkin and a Hodgkin. Because if there wasn't if there wasn't a Hodgkin, you wouldn't have to distinguish between Hodgkin and non Hodgkin. But apparently, not having a Hodgkin is more prevalent than having a Hodgkin. I know. I did not know we had a Hodgkin lymph. I took pre-med anatomy. I did. I took pre-med anatomy as part of my course of being a minister because we are trying to heal the body and the spirit, and we were trying to work the two together. So we have an idea of what to do. And anybody knows anything about religion and spirituality, there's a hierarchy, and everybody has a job to do. So if you came to me saying, "Reverend, I want you to pray for my lymph nodes," I have a specific lymph node prayer. But if you came to me and said, "Reverend, I need a prayer for my spinal fluid," we have a spinal tap. Well, we have a spinal fluid prayer. I mean, we have a spinal tap prayer. Fuck it. Two. Ah, mm, mm, mm. I told you last week when I'm grinning, I have trouble with certain vowels because my teeth get in the way. And I'm sorry. But no, at any rate, I was saying it's logical. If you have a Hodgkin, you got to have a non-Hodgkin because there's an equal and opposite reaction for everything. Just made sense. Just makes sense. Biblical principles. Writing music for television is a largely anonymous and thankless job, almost like being a reverend on a digital broadcast show on a Sunday morning in New York area, well, in the East Coast, because people on the West Coast ain't watching, and you moved your show from 12 in the afternoon from 12 noon to 9 to make it convenient for you and your wife, but you didn't realize you was going to lose the West Coast, almost like a flood or an earthquake or a forest fire went through that motherfucker, just burned up your audience. Sorry about that. Okay, now, like I said, it's a thankless job, but Mr. Snow was what they called affable and self-depreciating. Self-deprecating. Self-depreciating is my career. Okay, and by all accounts, he was a good fit for the medium, as he composed thousands of minutes of mood music during the show's run. Many TV composers, he told, this is from an article. Many TV composers, he told the Orange County Register, can create music that sounds, quote, very cold and unmusical. It's very important to me that X-Files sound as musical as possible, human, warm, and emotional, although still in the electronic setting. A little electronic music goes a long way. For example, quote, Scully's father comes back as a vision. That had to be really emotional, but really emotional in X-Files language. That meant not a cornball floored, over-the-top melody, but a simple, heartfelt melody like Samuel Barber's Adagio for strings. Almost makes me, close quote. Yeah. And people are saying, why are you spending so much time on that? It's because I know that some of you really love X-Files. Okay. And the people who love X-Files, and they cannot learn too many facts about X-Files. Everything they learned about X-Files just like boom, feeds the myth and the magic and the legend of X-Files. Everything they learn. And I just added to that, I hope. Okay. Almost makes me wish that I had watched the series so that I could not pay attention to the background music. See? And if that's actually very astute, if you know anything about the way music is supposed to work in film and TV. The music is supposed to add to, not distract from. And you shouldn't even notice it's going on. It should be so seamless to be like, it adds to the mood and it just makes you go like, wow, I want to cry. Not, wow, I want to cry because of the music. See? You're not supposed to notice it. Rest in peace, Mark. Snow business. Oh, that's right. Snow business like show business. I wrote that out. Damn it. Can I get a pass on that remark? Lord have mercy. Now, brothers and sisters, before I do this next story, there's going to be a lot of names in here that I cannot pronounce. Okay. So I'm going to have to do this disclaimer inside of the other disclaimer.
Please stand by. We are having difficulties pronouncing foreign names. Please stand by. Please stand by. We are having difficulties pronouncing foreign names. Please stand by.
All right. And it shut itself off. It's a church miracle. It's a church miracle. Hallelujah. All week long, that motherfucker has not been turning itself off. Man, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. And thank you, Kickstarter, for wanting to propose a collaboration. I appreciate that, Mr. Kickstreamer 9. I appreciate you wanting to collab, want to work with me. I appreciate it. It means a lot. It means a lot. Okay, here we go. Dear Lord, please bless brother. Oh, fuck, man. All right. If you know how to pronounce these names, you can just put it in the content and phonetically, okay? In the comments phonetically. Now, I'm on YouTube, so if you put these comments someplace where I can't see it, it's not going to help me, okay? I'm sorry. I appreciate the effort, but if you put it over there, I'm not going to see it. And it'd be like a 2-year-old helping their mother in the kitchen where they're just making a fucking mess and the mother's trying to do some work. Or the dad's trying to do yard work and the kid is chasing behind him with a bubble blower, thinking he's helping. Dear Lord, please bless brother one more time. Dear Lord, please bless brother Diogo Jota, Jota, And I'm assuming it's a huh sound because he's a Liverpool football star. He died. Okay. Now, when I say Liverpool football, you should know that means soccer. All right. I shouldn't have to explain that. But they actually, they call it football and we call it soccer. But out of respect for him, I'm going to try to use the terms he uses, even if I can't use the pronunciation of his name that he uses. He was 28. Liverpool Reds forward Diogo Jota was killed alongside his brother Andre Silva in a car crash. The pair were traveling in a vehicle on the A52 highway in the Spanish province of Zamora when it went off the road, causing a fire. It came just 2 weeks after Jota tied the knot with his long-term partner, now wife, now widow, Rute, Rute, Cardoso, in a lavish wedding ceremony. One of the wedding guests was heard regretting spending so much money on a wedding gift, monogrammed towels, his and hers. Like, damn it, she's not going to be able to use them right away, maybe, unless somebody's waiting in the wings. Liverpool have confirmed this. Oh man, you know something? Yeah, I didn't miss anything. I accidentally deleted something from this. The cause of death. Yes. The cause of death was sudden stop. Just the same thing that killed homeboy mean Bun Hey Mean. The same thing that killed him. Sudden stop.
I can feel it.
That's right. It's contagious, isn't it? That sudden stop. It kill you. It can kill you. Liverpool Reds confirmed a decision to retire the number 20 jersey permanently to honor Diogo Jota's legacy. This decision was driven after consulting. Well, it was driven by a consultation with his wife, Rute Cardoso, and his family, as it now means that the Portuguese will be forever Liverpool's number 20. See, and that's why I can't pronounce his name. I do not know how to speak Portuguese. If I did, I probably would have gotten that job I applied for in that South American country where they speak Portuguese. What was that? Was it Venezuela? I think it was Venezuela. I think that's the job I applied for. It was so long ago. Okay, this retirement of his jersey number, the first time in the illustrious 133-year club history, applies to the club at all levels. That includes men's, women's, first team, junior teams, and also at the academy level. What does that mean? I guess that means everybody associated. If they have a team, they don't get a 20. No Harriet Tubman jerseys for you. Jota moved to Liverpool in 2020. Whoa, that's 2020 and his number was 20? What? Somebody get me a numerologist out here real quick. Hurry up, I'll wait. At any rate, he transferred from the Wolves, netted 65 goals and 182 appearances, whilst winning the Premier League, a couple of League Cups, and the FA Cup title. Liverpool Reds has now included a safety video in their training camp about the importance of keeping your feet at 10 and 2 at all times while driving. See, he was a soccer player. They don't use their hands. See, so you know, I'm sorry, that was funny to me. But let's see how good you do on 3 hours sleep when you got to write this kind of shit for the next day. All right. Let's see it. I'm challenging you. You have 3 hours to write all this up. Okay. Oh, that's right. After working a 12-hour day at a TV shoot. That's right. Work 12 hours at a TV shoot and then spend 3 hours writing, or 2 or 3 hours writing this. Actually, I think it was 3 hours writing this. Rest in peace, Diogo. Time for you to move forward. See, because he was a forward. Pay attention, children. I can't be funny all the time. Sometimes I can just be accurate and hope you think it's funny. Well, can I get a return policy on some of those wedding gifts? Dear Lord, please bless Brother James Carter Cathcart. James Carter Cathcart, a voice actor who starred as several popular characters in the Pokemon franchise, died Tuesday after a battle with throat cancer. He was 71. Cathcart voiced Professor Oak. Okay, I'm going to sound like I know who these people are. No fucking idea. Okay, Cathcart voiced Professor Oak, his grandson Gary Oak, Team Rocket member James, and his Pokemon sidekick Meowth for 25 years in the long-running anime. Now, for the record, Rocket member is what James called his penis when he was playing with his Pokemon. Okay, some of you laughed at that. Some of you go like, really? That was low-hanging fruit. And I say it again. I had 3 fucking hours. I think it's funny anyway. I'd have told that joke if I'd been right. If I had 24 hours of sleep and a week to prepare, I still would have written that joke. So I can't use sleep for that one. I would have written it. I own it. I own it. I own it. Cathcart retired from voice acting in 2023 due to his throat cancer diagnosis, having started in the series' first episode all the way through season 25. He reprised his roles in more than 15 Pokemon films, including the classic 1998 Pokemon, the first movie. Okay, in total, he appeared in more than 700 episodes of Pokemon. Now, for those of you who did not see Pokemon, the first movie, it focuses on the legendary Pokemon Mewtwo, a clone of the first Pokemon Mew. Now, here's something that we go way, like I said, I researched this shit, okay? When they said that, I said, I didn't think Mew was the first Pokemon. I thought it was Pikachu. And if you thought Pikachu was the first Pokemon, you'd be wrong, okay? This may be a surprise to some fans now, but according to interviews with Pokemon designer Ken Sugimori, and if I'm saying that wrong, fuck it. It wasn't any of the started Pokemon or their evolutions, and it wasn't even a legendary. Like, I know what those things mean, okay? Instead, the very first Pokemon ever created was, everybody say it with me, Rhydon. That's right. Rhydon, Rhydon, Rhydon. That's right. Rhydon. That's the right answer. Rhydon. He was the first Pokemon. Now that we have that straight, let's go back to the plot of the movie. Mewtwo is created by a group of scientists who are offered funding into genetic research if they agree to try and clone Mew. Okay, Mewtwo is bitter about his purpose in life, and kills his masters. Team Rocket leader Giovanni hires a scientist to leverage his knowledge of cloning to create a living weapon. Ash, Pikachu, and their friends tried to stop Mewtwo's path of destruction and prove that people and Pokemon are defined by their choices, not their actions. In other words, Pikachu is teaching us you don't have to be on the Epstein list. You could choose not to hang out with pedophiles. Okay, that's what I got from it. What you get from it may vary. Rest in peace, Cathcart. Rest in peace, James Cathcart. You may have reached your final evolution. Can I get them all? Dear Lord, please bless Sister Elaine Stepula? Elaine Stipula, a Michigan ultra runner, collapsed and died on a high mountain trail just 3 hours into a 102.5-mile endurance race in the Colorado mountains. Okay. At least she made it. I'm sorry. At least, yes. At least she made it 3 hours. Okay. Because I almost collapsed just reading the words 102.5-mile endurance race. Almost, yeah. And what the fuck is up with it being 102.5 miles? Okay. Was there like a copyright on 102 or 103? I don't think so. I just said those numbers and I'm not getting sued. No, if I run 102.5 miles, I'm going to round up. I'm just going to round up to 103. And well, never mind. I can't even finish this sentence, let alone a race. If I'm running between 102 and 103, it's the flu, and call a doctor. That's classic. Somebody's got to beat. Somebody's going to save that and go, damn, that's fucking funny. Someone's going to say, I'm going to tell this story and I'm going to use that. And guess what? I'm going to fucking sue you. Elaine Stipula passed away on Friday. She was 60. She was a family law attorney, passed out near Gold Lake on the Little Giant Trail at around 9 a.m. local time. Her local time, not yours. Now, I guess they're telling you where she fell because one of two things. It's a dangerous place and they want you to avoid it, or they haven't moved the body yet and they don't want you to trip over her. Otherwise, I don't see the point in mentioning such a specific place, like near Gold Lake on the Little Giant Trail. I mean, that's very fucking specific. Okay. Stipula was pronounced dead at 10:27 a.m. Again, her local time, not yours. According to a press release, her cause of death remains unclear. What is clear is that she wasn't sponsored by Busch Beer. See, and that's because Busch Beer, their motto is head to the mountains, not dead on the. Never mind. I'm sorry. That's fucking funny on 3 hours sleep. And it's even funnier if you've been doing drugs. You've been doing drugs? I have not, because I had to work all week. Okay, rest in peace, Elaine. I do not know what you were running for, or to, or from. I just know that you have run your last race. Can I get a break? And can you get a break? Yes, you can. I'm tired of just reading. I'm tired from just reading this shit. And yes, I'm going to have two honorable mentions. I didn't write anything for them, but Lee Ilya, American Major League Baseball infielder, died, I think, 87. I didn't finish the thought. And David Gergen, American political analyst, advisor to 4 U.S. presidents and writer, dies at 83. I did not write anything further than that because, like I said, oh, Lord have mercy. And finally, Lord, please bless the entire behind-the-scenes staff at Mind Dog TV. They are truly doing your work, helping to spread your word, not mine, throughout the wordosphere. That's right. They could be anywhere today, but they are here just wishing that they were anywhere today. Lord have mercy. And that ought to count for something because they don't have to do this. They don't have to do this. They could have just left me high and dry. They got a live, the staff, they have lives of their own. They have, things that they do when they're not here, like sleeping or pot, But the thing is, they don't have to be here. So you can thank them. You can thank them. I just thanked them, but you don't have a platform like I do. You can thank them by going to minddogtv.com/merch. And you can buy a mug. See this? This is a mug. You probably don't know that. This is a mug. Now, for those of you, some of you don't know what a mug is because you're used to putting your coffee in something like this, okay? This, okay, is handy, but look at that. If you fill that with coffee and drink it, you're going to be pissing all day and you won't get any work done. And you'll probably get diarrhea too. Now, if you put your coffee in this, it's going to be enough to pick you up and see that? Yeah, see? Yeah. That is the perfect serving for a cup of coffee. That's why they call it a cup of coffee. It's the perfect serving. So you can go to Mind Dog TV and get yourself a nice cup of coffee. All right. Because if you go to Mind Dog TV / merch and you get something this big for your coffee, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to wind up shitting your pants. All right. And if you shit your pants, you're going to need something to wipe your ass with. And I recommend this shirt. I recommend you buy this shirt to wipe your ass. Okay, this is a beautiful shirt. It's the Church of Last Resort. It'd be a sin to miss it. Yes, indeed. Look at that. Look at that beautiful face. That oh my God. Sorry. Excuse me. Just 1 second. Makes me just want to kiss his face. I ain't lying. There you go. Beautiful. Okay. So go to minddogtv.com/merch and get yours today. All right. And this is why I usually do a little bump for the Lord, but I just bump for the Lord. If I do too many bumps, I'll be up all night. So we done do our bump for the Lord. All right. In the name, oh shit, yeah, I got to get ready. So in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, chilling. Before I go on with today's impromptu, totally made up sermon, because I didn't have time to actually write one out or rub one out. Couldn't have done either. I was exhausted. If you're out there, you have talent and you have or brand and you want to promote it, you want to be on Coffee with the Dog, okay? Coffee with the Dog has made the careers of many people possible. Many people. Just by appearing on Coffee with the Dog, they get that Coffee with the Dog bump, and all of a sudden, they're stars. I mean, I tell you what, to get on the show, my assistant and my good friend, Sister Curly Hair So Bright, going to tell you how to do it.
Comedians, musicians, songwriters, filmmakers, authors, and podcasters. Coffee with the Dog is booking for the
Summer and fall.
now. Get free publicity and hone your interview skill in a fun and safe setting. Coffee with the Dog is a live radio, live stream podcast based in New York that airs daily Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock in syndication on iHeartRadio, as well as video streaming platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and many other platforms. Guests usually come on remotely via StreamYard, like Zoom but easier, although occasionally we do in-studio interviews. The morning show focuses mainly on comedians and musicians, and they have interviewed many top names and classic celebrities such as Robert Klein, Mike Binder, Eddie Brill, Doug Stanhope, Steve Byrne, Paul Provenza, Jeff Altman, and many, many others. For booking, go to minddogtv.com/booking.
I thank you, Sister Curly Hair So Bright.
Comedians, musicians,
you know something?
songwriters, filmmakers, authors.
What the? Sorry about that. You know, I and this happens a lot. I see this in the entertainment industry. Somebody does a job, they do a good job, and you can't get them off the stage. And you be like, come on, you just got the light. And they just, I've seen that before, and that's probably what just happened. And I want to address something in the chat room. It looks like it's Cannerd, Cannerd, or Can Nerd. Oh, Can Nerd. A Can Nerd. All right, I got it. See, when you do these, and you know this as well as I do, when you make up these names, these identities, you don't get to put spaces in there so that you can, separate words or stuff. But I think it's Can Nerd, and I think they should have capitalized the second N so I know it's two words. But that's beside the point. And they wrote as follows: Hey, Unc, do you have your Master's of Divinity degree to preach? If not, I'm going to have to report you. And I did go to school for 4.5 years and get my degree. I did study in Baltimore, and I used to have a little brick and mortar church. It was very ecumenical, and I gave it up when my then girlfriend said that she wouldn't marry me if I was a minister because she didn't want to be a minister's wife. So I gave it up, and she left me. That's not a joke. That is, it's not the whole long version, because the whole long version takes 7 years. At least that's how long it took us. So yeah, yeah, she was sat up with me and all the studying and shit like that, and helped me study and everything, and help. And then she goes like, "Fuck it, I ain't doing this." Yeah. So yes, to answer your question, yes, I do. Now, am I using it the way it was intended? That's like somebody buying a Yugo and think it's going to be ready for the streets. Yeah, that's not the way Yugos were meant to be used. They're door stops. So, brothers and sisters, uh, this past week has been a real doozy for myself and my friend GD Fenderson. The two of us were working on a TV pilot. Uh, they're shooting in 2 episodes, and today's the last day of shooting for the 2 episodes, and so as soon as show is over, I'm going to be changing clothes, and GD and I are going to go over to the set where we are key grips. Well, actually, we're assistant grips, or what they call ass grips. Yeah, when you're assistant. Yeah, so we're ass grips, and also assistant gaffers. So we're ass gaffs. Well, he's an ass gaff and I'm an ass grip. All right, there. So now we had 2 different jobs that we're doing. And so yesterday, it was a long fucking day. I'm sure you've had days that were so long that when they were over, you don't know how many days you actually experienced when you wake up. You go to sleep and you wake up. Even if you take a nap, you wake up, you don't know if it's the same day or the next day. You need some kind of confirmation. That's how yesterday was. It was long, especially for me, because I had to watch GD do I'm not kidding. I think they did 33 takes, not just for GD. GD only had 3 lines. He had 3 lines, and he said them so often that I learned his lines before he did. So, but yesterday they shot the scene that he's in. And I can tell you a little bit about it. It's actually a church show. It's based on a church background, but it's not so preachy, so to speak. It's basically saying that preachers are people too, and it shows some of the politics behind it and the drama and the things like that. People that they just go through. That the humanity of ministers. And that's why GD and I both participated in it, because if it had been like one of those preachy shows or, something like that, we wouldn't have done it. We don't do that kind of shit. So now I'm going to tell you the story that GD told me after like 5 or 6 days. Yeah, because today is the 8th day. So it was like the 6th day. And GD realized that he knew almost everybody's name except for one guy. Okay, one guy, he didn't know his name. He knew the cameraman. Okay, he knew the director's name was Keith. He knew the cameraman's name was Steve. He knew that the I don't even know what his job is, but he's the guy that makes sure all the lights are set up the way they're supposed to be set up. Like if the cameraman says, "I need to look like it's 12 noon on a cloudy day," Andy is the one who says, "Okay, guys, I need this. I need a 8x8 silk over here, and I need a bounce board over here, and I need this here, this there, like that." That's Andy. The assistant director is Alex. Okay. The gaffer, the main gaffer, the one one of the ones that we worked with is Berlin, like the city, Berlin. And then there's Ian. Who was one of the assistants, a gaffer. He was also a gaffer. He wasn't, or was he a grip? I think he was a grip. The point is, I know his name. And then there's Kim. He is also a grip. And there's Becky, who did makeup, and Hannah, who did continuity. I could not remember the sound guy's name. I'm sorry, GD could not remember the sound guy's name. and he's talking to him, and I'm watching this conversation, and they're talking for like 4 or 5 minutes, and GD's just staring at him. And you could look, you watch a conversation and you see two people talking, and one of them, he does not know the other person's name because he avoids using that name at all costs. So they may say, so the guy goes, GD, blah, 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 blah. And GD goes, yeah, and answers him back without using his name. And this conversation lasts like 4 or 5 minutes. And GD comes over to me and he goes, I swear to God, I cannot remember the sound guy's name. And I said, GD, the sound guy's name is Mike. I know, that's the truth. The sound guy, the only one whose name is closely related to his job, and he couldn't remember it. Mike. Now, you may not thought it was funny as I do, but I do. I did. Now, and I'm telling you this because I know some of you people like transparency, or at least the trans part, and at least when it suits you. And so I'm being transparent. I did not write a sermon today. I thought I was going to wing it. And so I didn't even have a note. I just had a title. And so that's why I'm telling you this, to be honest with you. And it's kind of worked out, I guess. I have a few minutes left. And last week, I meant to mention this, and I did not. My friend G.D. Fenderson got an award, okay, for worst comedy special of all time. Yes, he did. He got an award for worst comedy special of all time. Now, all time is a long time, okay? Yes, yeah. I mean, that goes back to cavemen when, they had their first comedy specials, doing it by the fire, in the cave. And that's a bitch, because when you got the light, somebody threw a torch at your ass. But this is totally different. Now, I'm going to hold this up because this is the thing, the comedy special they're talking about. It's called, there it is. It's called My Parents Meant Well, the Comedian's Cut. Okay. And you're probably saying, wait a minute, I know a lot of people have bad comedy specials. Is this the worst one? Well, according to the criteria, in order for your special to be considered among the worst, it has to be at least 90 minutes long. So that's why you may have seen a pretty bad special at 30 minutes. And they said, I know that was the worst I've ever seen. But that's why they didn't make it, because it wasn't 90 minutes. This one was. Now you can judge for yourself and go to G.D. Fenderson's YouTube page and just watch it there, or you could go to what's it called, Spark TV. You can see it on Spark TV. It's there as well. You can watch it yourself and see if it's the worst of all time. Like I said, it was his first one. He did it himself, self-produced in 2016. He did it in 2016. Now, if you don't want to watch that one because it's very old and you want to watch something new, well, July 19th, G.D. Fenderson is going to be streaming a special on plausible.com. And here's some information about that.
Our parodies, nutsy jokes, and short stories. A live hybrid show available on plausible.com. Join me, G.D. Fenderson, as I perform songs, tell jokes, and regale you with short stories. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday, July 19th. $5 per device. That's parodies, nutsy jokes, and short stories on plausible.com/G.D. Fenderson.
That's right. Now, for those of you who don't know what Plausible is a platform where you can see, it's a platform designed for comedy. It's like Zoom on steroids. This platform has real-time audience reaction, and you can see like the performers can see like up to 100 people watching you. So it'd be like, you've heard of like back when Kamala Harris was running for office, and they had like a Zoom call, kind of a meeting, a town hall meeting or something. And she was there and you could see like hundreds of people at one time. That's how Plausible is. So if you have like 100 people in the audience, not like in Zoom where maybe you can see the people, but you can't hear them laughing. If you hear them laughing, not in real time, but this is in real time. I mean, there's like almost no delay. It's fabulous. PLAUZZABLE. And if you are in the field of comedy and you want to do some shows from home or even a virtual open mic, I recommend you check out plausible.com. You do have to join, but it does not cost any money to join. The joining is so that there's a list, so that if let's say you like GD Fenderson for whatever reason, when he's doing something there, you'll get an email, and they have hundreds of comedians on that site. So it doesn't have to be GD Fenderson. It could be Stephen Ortiz. If he has a show on there, you'll get an email, you get an alert, and they'll say he's doing a show. So I recommend joining plausible.com and checking out their list of comedians. And you might as well sign up and buy tickets for GD's show on the 19th. It may not, who knows? That could be the next worst special of all time, bumping his old special worst of all time. Who knows? So, brothers and sisters, as I close, or before I close, I want to thank you for those of you who subscribed to my fledgling YouTube channel, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. Please sign up and join. We're trying to get as many members as we can, not to be monetized, but just so we don't look so pathetic. That's all. We're just trying to avoid looking pathetic. You can also subscribe to my Facebook page, and for the same reason, so I don't look pathetic. That's all. And tell your friends, if you enjoyed me, tell your friends about me. And if you didn't enjoy me, tell your friends about me and let them watch me for themselves. I also invite you to check out, if you want to hire, if after seeing GD Fenderson perform, you want to hire him, go to gigsalad.com/GD Fenderson. And if you want to hire me for a private event, I don't have a page yet. You can email me, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. You can also contact me through GD Fenderson. You have his information. Contact me through that. We're both available for private events. And we're both reasonably priced. We're not trying to take your money. We're just trying to make you laugh and have a good time. So brothers and sisters, on behalf of the Church of Last Resort, one last thing. Go to plausible.com, like I said, and become a fan of GD Fenderson's. Get a notification whenever when he's performing there. Because he's also going to be, when he goes on the road, he's going to be doing hybrid shows. So like he's planning on doing a show in Michigan. He's going, when he gets there, he'll set up and he'll stream that show live also, because you may be a person who wants to see him, but you can't be in Michigan. Or when he goes to North Carolina, wherever he goes, you can't be there, but you can see it being streamed, So on behalf of the Church of Last Resort, the entire Roll family, my wife Amona, my kids Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, and our dog Stop Dropping, I wish you safe travels, and I hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox Time on Mondag TV and everywhere that our word is heard. So brothers and sisters, we close out in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Thank you. Go in peace. Go.